Hi, I'm Jale. Welcome to Psychic Insights for signs Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising for September 2019. We'll be reading the general energies, seeing if there's any insight or guidance, and then we'll be validating the information through oracle cards. Let's get started. Okay, so what is coming in for Gemini September 2019, Sun, Moon or Rising, and they're saying also possibly Venus as well if your Venus sign is in Gemini. Okay, so it feels like there's a certain energy here of restriction. So it's like I'm getting a kind of two-sided insight here. It's like restriction and then boundless energy, restriction and then boundless energy. What has been left unresolved with you guys? What has been left unresolved? Because they're showing me, do you remember that game Kaplunk? I don't know if you guys are going to remember this. I don't know how old you are. But you know when there was that game where you had to remove the straws and the marbles will drop down. And if the other opponent's marbles drop down, you win a point. It's kind of like that Jenga game. It's like you're removing certain blocks in order to increase the flow of energy here, but it's more of a strategic, it's kind of more of a strategic puzzle. It's like you guys are looking at this from a very multifaceted, multi-dimensional way, and there's a very strategic movement to all this. So, and there's also a feeling around love, so this could also be connected around love. They're also saying fighting for what is necessary or for what you want. So it could have been that you've taken a bit of a back seat based on a lack of assertion. And there's now a propelling forward based on what you've decided you want, what your needs are. So potentially you might have been learning the last couple of months lessons in love. And then you're utilising those insights in order to take a giant leap, they're telling me. They're also saying that if you've been confused in love or you've had choices around love, there could be an option or a potential for this to come back around in order for it to be looked at again, and a potential reunion or reconciliation with this energy. Not everyone this will apply for. Some people that you'll find that maybe will be coming back into your life, or if you're a cross watcher for Gemini, maybe they'll be coming back into your life, but not all of you will be suited in agreeing to allowing that energy back in. This is dependent on what has previously been and gone, and any changes that person or individual has displayed. Don't just accept and welcome any new energy back in, because again, they're showing me the Jenga, that kind of Kaplunk game, where we need to be very mindful of what energy we're expelling here, because they're also showing me where you're kind of involved in this around the love area. It's taking away from energy around your career and future aspirations. Not all of these energetic influxes that are coming in are going to be good for your well-being or good beneficially, moving into the future. So just they're saying try and review this, not based on, because they're also showing me that there's a very softened energy around Geminis. Now I feel like, because obviously Gemini rules communication, we're in Virgo, which is also the Mercurian counterpart. Virgo and Gemini do rule Mercury. Be very careful for people capitalizing on that, where they're capitalizing on sensitivities or vulnerabilities, because all that glitters is not gold. If you're aware that this is you, and you know that you're a bit of a sensitive soul, try and embody or kind of recalibrate your mindset in terms of a future rather than in a now. So rather than deciding now that this is going to really help you feel good, look at your future and how this will progress into the future. Is this person good for the now, or are they good for the overall well-being of you and your path forward in life? That's a very strong message as well from the guides. Don't just look at now, encompass your long-term goals. Look at your long-term goals and decide whether this is going to benefit for those as well. not just a short-term fix to make you feel better in the moment. There's also a rebuilding of some sorts going on here where, again, it's more of these building blocks that people are starting to kind of, it's almost like a tower moment. I feel like you guys could have gone for a tower moment. So tower in the tarot is likened to doing away with old structures, doing away with old sentiments, belief systems, people, and then in order to bring in a fresh reworking of a foundation to rebuild in order to build something solid. There's very much an energy of this going on at the moment from what I'm seeing here and feeling. Make sure when you rebuild that tower that it has got that firm, lasting foundation, because this will stand. It's almost like I feel that whatever is going on for you guys at the moment, it's like this is prepared. So from Gemini to Virgo, you had a mission or a certain theme, and now from Virgo season into following Gemini season, they're showing me there's a secondary part of that theme. So look out for that. It will be different for everyone. It will be absolutely different for everyone. They're also talking about counterparts here. So I know Gemini is, again, associated with the Lovers in the tarot card. Very much that twin energy, that, you know, dualistic kind of feminine, masculine. If you feel like you're lacking in love, or you're lacking in a counterpart, or you're looking externally for that, try and look within yourself for your lacking energy. So if you're identifying more of a masculine energy, but you're female, build in more of that kind of feminine energy into you so that you're balancing. And again, if you're male and you identify more with a female energy, feminine aspects, try and focus more around the masculine elements, because we need to recalibrate and balance this out. And again, it's going to help with the reworking and rebuilding of foundations. It's going to be really important for you. They're also showing me the Hermit card. So again, Hermit associated in the tarot card with Virgos. They're showing me a deep introspection going on here. And if that hasn't happened, please do find that inner light and utilize that movement forward, where relying on, you know, self-reliance, where you're finding your own way home back to you rather than not necessarily back to another individual. Because again, if there's been a disruption around love here, I feel like it's like whatever you're doing between now and Gemini season, there's again, it's like a part two. It's like a two-part element to all this, where the bigger picture in Gemini season will be revealed. And it's not just about love. This is about career as well. So if you've been maybe carefully building things from Gemini season, you know, around June time until now, and then maybe you've had a little delay, look at that again, rebuild that foundation, and then make a plan long term, but also between now and Gemini season, because it's going to really help you. I don't know why, but I'm hearing someone's mother here giving them advice. Again, it feels like a love situation. I feel like a mother, someone's reached out to their mum to give them advice around a love situation, and whatever that advice was, it's made that person feel a little bit lower in... I feel a bit of a melancholic energy around this. Like there's a real nostalgic kind of feeling of really wanting to reconnect, and whatever information this mother figure had given, it doesn't have to be a mother, it could have been an older sister, a female older person, relative, friend, but there is one person in particular where a mother figure or a mother has given them like insight. And I kind of want to say that great, the feeling is there and the sentiment is there. But why do I want to say that whatever their awareness is of the situation now in comparison to when they were growing up is very different? So they're saying, see, I don't want to be too rude here, but they're saying take it with a pinch of salt, because I feel like this is a generational thing where they're viewing a younger generation in a very different way, and they're not fully understanding or grasping what you've said to them, and they've given advice based on how they lived in that during your age, but in a different generation. They're saying don't beat yourself up about that. There's also a rush here to settle down or to form a commitment, and someone's reviewing how that affects them and why they're not settled and why they don't feel complete, but the kind of inner work needs to be done first, and that you will find your person. If you're already in an existing relationship and commitment, this is not for you. I feel like this is for people more either recently separated, single, or who have options around them. Yeah, they're saying, yeah, if you're in an existing commitment, this is more based around focus or career. I would, they're saying, yeah. So again, for singles, this is about reworking your masculine, feminine elements in order to form a very balanced way of doing things. They just keep saying reworking. Look at this again. Look at all of this information again. So again, if you're single, if you've recently just separated or parted from someone needs to be looking at this again. There's something incomplete or something that you've missed about this information that I feel you're going to be building towards over this month, okay? And I can hear them saying as well, what about people you need to talk about as well? People that are waiting for, you know, they have someone of interest, they're still single and they're waiting for that person to make a move, or they're waiting to kind of hear about a commitment developing. There's just saying now is not the right time. I feel like when you get past sort of September 18th into Libra season, an existing connection will deepen, okay? So if you're debating to make any bold moves with that, sit tight. This is kind of not the vibrational energy that I feel. And again, if you feel like you really do want to act and that's, you know, your intuition is telling you to, then obviously don't sort of ignore that. But I'm just saying, for people that are debating this and aren't quite sure, you know, this could also apply to you. This could apply to you. They're talking about a freshness of spirit. Something needs to be freshened up. What outdated beliefs or what outdated views of yourself have you held on to here that you're not realizing? Are you a very good, kind-hearted person that is being treated badly and you're starting to allow that to affect you? Because if that is you, this is a test to see if you're going to be strong in your own will and your own identity. This is a test of identity. This is a huge test of identity and balance within feminine and masculine. There's also, they're talking now about career as well, where there's going to be a 3-part review of a career. It could be that you're considering or debating branching out. It could be that you're debating building on skills that you've already got, but there's also an element of money that could be built into this as well. There could be an influx of money that you'll be receiving based on these changes. They're talking about the building blocks of life. So again, what are your long-term goals? Do you have a long-term goal that you haven't started setting into motion yet? Because this is the time to lay those foundations. The time to rework existing foundations, and the time to set your goals. There's something very manifesting wise, energetic kind of vibrancy and a very potent kind of energy here, where it's like an incubation period. I feel like we're in this incubation period where you're laying the seeds here for again, your next kind of 6 or so months, 7, 8 months. And what you do around this time will manifest. Obviously, some will manifest between now and Gemini season, but there's something that's going to really develop. And it's not just about career, it's about love as well. Promotion of the self, development of the self, and promotion of work opportunities. But you must bring yourself and your energetic halves, your energetic imprints together to build into a whole, because that's going to be what is going to, you know, really propel you forward around sort of the next couple of months. Okay, so that's the messages for them at the moment. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some oracle cards now. I was drawn to take from the Enchanted map by Collette Reid for you guys. So again, hopefully we'll get some clarification on the information that I've given, but also some insight. So what can Geminis expect to see around September 2019, please, Spirit? What can Gemini sun, moon and rising expect to see around September 2019, please, Spirit? Any insights, please, for us here? These cards are amazing. I love these cards. There's something very poetic about these cards, and I don't know what it is. It's just something very wistful and kind of... Here we go. Okay, so what is it that's been happening for you guys that have maybe had some little niggles along the way, or maybe have not come to fruition? Is it because you need some grounding? Is it because you have all the right ideas, but there's a grounded element missing here to this? What is it that you know, again, if this resonates, great. If it doesn't, then, you know. Okay, so what they're talking about here is we've got the Dragon's Lair. I feel like people are being a little bit hard on themselves here. Look at that card, really gorgeous card. Dragon's Lair. Then we've got the Magical Shapeshifter. And then we've got Solitude. So I feel like if you've had a lot of different influences going on around you here that maybe have drawn you off your path or cause a state of confusion, there is a potential to shift this. But can you see he's got his blindfold on here? Are you retreating into a solitude in order to fix this? Because again, it's kind of confirming what I've said before. We need to build in a different perspective in order to move out of this, because yes, a lot of it is potentially down to third parties and other people's involvement, but actually there's a lesson here and there's a test going on, because what it will result in you coming back to life. If you lay these plans now, excuse me about the webcam, if you lay these plans now, you can potentially navigate through this with a real rebirth, a phoenix. There's almost a very strong phoenix energy coming from this. And can you see here, she's holding, and again, it's like, this is very Devic Kingdom type of vibrations here. This is very much kind of elemental energy here. So really try and ground yourself. Really try and be around nature at this time, because again, it could be that will help you. But she's holding a blue flame, right? Blue flame I associate with the throat chakra and Archangel Michael. What is blocking your communication? What is blocking your expression or your creative flow? Is it based on these past influences that are slowly being removed from around you? And if it's not that, what is it that's been restricting you? Because they're saying to go within, reconnect grounds, recalibrate, and then start moving forward. But don't make that movement until the September period, or beg your pardon, until the September the 18th, okay? Now, again, there's such strong energy coming through here. Spirit of place. Again, very strong elemental, earthly energies coming in here. Beg your pardon. Spirit of place. And look, can you see? It's like there's a vibration here of needing to connect back with the self, needing to get back with the inner heart chakra, your heart center, your directional, navigational north. Because around the autumn time, there is going to be a rejuvenation around this, but you must do the work now, okay? You must do the work now. There could also involve or be someone fairly influential around you that's coming in, that's going to help assist you with this. It could be, and again, so many elemental Devic Kingdom references here. I would be sitting in nature and making notes, ready for Libra season, because it's like we're trying to build a map. We're trying to build our pathway forward based on integrating of the past, assessment of the now, combining masculine and feminine energies and putting those in balance, and reconnecting to you. Who is it that you are and what is it you lost? Because we need to rebuild that in. And if we can't, and there's a kind of upgrade happening within you, because it feels a little bit like there is a bit of an upgrade here intuitively, we need to still combine a little bit of you and your heart center in order to push you forward into this transition, because we don't want to lose you. Your sense of self is important, you know. Where is your true north in all this? Are you following your own guidance? Look, very strong manifesting elements here. Look, can you see Wizard of Awareness here? Excuse me. Wizard of Awareness. Can you see that? And again, he's holding that scepter and he's almost contemplating what his next move is here. So there's a lot of tentative movement that is going to, if you feel like you're on hold, you are, but it's not to punish. It's because we need you, or they need you, to be making conscious decision and conscious forward movement, because whatever's happening around the autumn time for you, so I would classify that as around September, October, November, is going to be highly fruitful. It's like your voice is back with a vengeance, your spark, your spirit is back with a vengeance. And again, they're just clarifying balancing act. Please ensure that you are balanced here with this. Can you see she's wheeling that ship forward towards her? And again, it brings love. But it's like we need to recalibrate this now. So if you're not seeing anything happening, there's a reason for that. They just want you to make sure that you are connecting with you. Because what's coming in? Talisman. You've got luck coming in. They're leading you home here. They're leading you up the path, not to a random destination, but back to yourself. They're leading you back home. Now, this can be with a partner, This can also be with yourself. But can you see there? She's also got that blue. She's also got that blue that she's holding. Again, it's that kind of Archangel Michael, that strong communication, that strong sense of self in order to really articulate you and an expression of you in order to almost a bit of self-actualization, again, in relation to not just you in a general sense, but in a spiritual sense. There's something very spiritual about this. You could be undergoing a spiritual awakening. You could be undergoing a dark night of the soul, but there's a very much a re-looking at you and core concepts in order to upgrade you for the following months. And it's not just towards autumn, although you will see a lot of the effects of that. It's also that a lot of this will show in Gemini season next year in 2020. So any last guide and insights for Geminis, please? Any good news, any last wisdom, insights here that Geminis could be needing to hear or wanting to understand a little bit about? Any last cards, please? One last card and then we'll wrap this up. Okay, any last cards, last final cards, please? They're saying that's pretty much it. Yeah, they're saying that's pretty much it. I think the talisman says it all. So guys, just to summarize, you are going to be faced with a lot of balancing, recalibration kind of energies here, but it's really about finding your true north, understanding what it is that has been and why that's leading you on towards your goals. What isn't serving you is being cleared out, and then any reviews of that is being asked for you to look at. So really try and reconnect ground. Really try and ground. So root chakra, sitting around nature, reconnecting with the heart chakra. And again, look at how you communicate, look at how you express your own truth, and what is it you want to see over these next few months? What is it you want to kind of manifest here for the coming year? So anyway, guys, I hope that's helped. Very positive spread actually for Gemini. A little bit of confusion, but I feel like that's going to go around Libra time, which is sort of 18th September onwards. So I'm hoping that's helped. Please do like the video. So, put a comment in the box below with your insight. If you want to subscribe and click on the notification bell to receive insights of when I do post the next video, then that's brilliant. Thank you. I do post Monday to Friday. If you do want to have a personalised reading with myself, because obviously this is a generalised reading, then contact me. I do have my information in the description box. And yeah, thank you so much for watching and listening. Much appreciated. Take care. Have a lovely evening. Bye.